Welcome to Building Buzz. I'm your host, Chris Budihas, and joining me here in the studio is Matt Lunny with Ultimate LLC. Matt, how are you?
Chris, I'm doing great, man. Good to see you again.
See you again, absolutely. So you're in a pretty interesting space right now, busy space. So talk to us about Ultimate LLC.
Yeah, so we are a skilled trade staffing firm that specializes in construction.
Yeah.
As we all know, there is construction all over this city and all over this state. So a lot of companies out there need people.
Yeah.
We try to find the people for them and, do the pre-screen and stuff like that and get you people that you need, get your projects done on time and under budget.
Let's talk about you personally. How long have you been doing this?
I've been in the staffing space about 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID.
Survived COVID, congratulations.
Yeah.
And then how have you seen the evolution of this space in the last 6 years?
You know, it's definitely blown up a lot.
Oh, has it really?
Because for a few reasons, obviously during COVID, it was a sink or swim kind of situation. There was a lot of people got laid off,
Yeah.
and then a lot of companies needed to hire again. They didn't have the bandwidth to do it on their own.
Yeah.
So there was definitely a lot of feasts during that time. Right now, it's still a good business to be in because there's always going to be a need for project people.
Yeah.
Or smaller companies that don't necessarily have the bandwidth to, hey, I need 30 guys to start a project in 2 weeks, and they have 1 or 2 internal people.
Yeah.
I have a team of recruiters, and all they do 8 hours a day is recruit
Okay.
and bring people on.
So that's your value proposition. You guys screen and make sure that a client gets high quality workforce, whether long-term, short-term. We were talking earlier, off camera that you don't provide day labor. You're trying to, larger year contracts.
Yeah, anything from 3 weeks on, if it's a good client or an established relationship and they just need to finish something off, we'll do it a little bit less, but we try to do something a little bit longer. And like we were talking about, we provide the guys that work under us for our contractors, insurance and 401k options and stuff like that a lot of these staffing firms out there just don't
That's
offer.
huge. They don't do that, right?
Yeah.
I remember my wife, when I was in the military, at the time moving, she was doing temp work, and they didn't offer any of that type of stuff. To me, especially in today's society where, trying to get any form of benefits is very difficult. The fact that you guys provide that's huge.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely can change lives. And, one of the models we have is a contract to hire, which is like kind of a try it before you buy it, where it's really hard to find people that say, hey, I'm a great electrician. I can do A, B, and C.
Yeah.
And then they get out on the job and they really can't.
Yeah.
We try to mitigate that by doing reference checks. And, I have recruiters that, recruit the guys. I'm the one that actually do the reference checks because when I go to one of my clients and say, hey, I have 2 5-year electric journeymen that can do these 3 or 4 things.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that they can do that so I don't look bad.
Yeah.
So that's another thing we do. And we just always try to keep those guys working. They finish one project, we try to find another company for them or another job site and just keep them going.
Yeah. Yeah, because reputation matters both for your clients and also your workforce, right? Because they want to stick, you want them to stick around.
Yeah.
The client and the workforce. So that's huge.
It's definitely, huge for my clients. A lot of really cool buildings that go up. And, I like when my people had something to do with it, and I can be like, hey, I had guys working on, this building or that building when we drive around town.
Yeah.
And you want guys that show up and like, hey, this is awesome. Look how good this work is. And then from our side, we want people to stay with us. I've had people that was on, contract to hire role, and they're like, oh, well, I'd rather stay on Ultimate's books because I like their insurance. And, I don't have to worry about changing anything. Can I just stay with them?
Right. So Ultimate, where are you guys located in the nation?
So our corporate headquarters is out of Kansas City.
Yep.
That's where we started. Now we have an office here. We have teams that are out in San Antonio, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati.
So they can go look at your website and see if they have if the Ultimate is local to them.
Yeah. Well, if not, we can always help. We work nationwide, pretty much with every state except for the ones that touch the Pacific.
Okay.
Hawaii and Alaska, just because how far they are to try and get people.
Yeah.
And then Washington, Oregon, and California have some strange labor laws that it's easier just to not do.
No, I got them. I was stationed in California for 9 years. I get it. I married a San Diego, so I definitely get it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
My dad was stationed in San Diego for a few years. My brother was born there.
okay. Yeah.
Then,
So yeah, different labor laws out there.
yeah.
But yeah, nationwide mostly. And then what I love was what you brought up, the value proposition, both for your clients, they're getting a good, solid workforce that you guys back with your reputation. And on the flip side, for your workforce, what a great organization to come work for, and then go work with high caliber clients. So
Yeah.
I can only imagine Northeast Florida with the substantial amount of growth that's occurring here, that there's probably a pretty decent demand for your workforce, correct?
There definitely is. I mean, off Zoo Parkway, there must be 100 warehouses going up. They're redoing the stadium, and
Yeah.
they've already started the demolition there. They got the corporate Jaguar offices, the hotel across the street,
Yeah.
Mayo Clinic. I mean, there's just a lot going on right now in Jacksonville.
That's great. So Matt, how do folks find the company?
Well, they can go to our website. It's theultimatellc.com.
Yeah.
And if you're watching this, I'm sure my contact information will be under with my
It
cell
is.
phone number.
Yeah, we're gonna take you guys' URL. We're gonna take your contact information. You and I are connected on LinkedIn. Powerful tool, by the way.
I love it. I love seeing your posts.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate it very much. So I'm gonna encourage folks to first take a look at the Ultimate LLC. If they have a need or they have somebody else that's a friend of the network, to point them in your guys' direction, both as a client or potentially as a worker. And then I'll encourage folks to connect with us on LinkedIn.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I definitely appreciate it, Chris.
Good to
Thanks
see
for having
you.
me.
Yeah, as always, Matt.
Yeah.
Hey, folks, take a look at theultimatellc.com. Take a look at Matt and myself. Connect us on LinkedIn. Love to continue the conversation. Got any questions? Reach out to each of us. Just DM us, and then we'll answer your questions. So we'll see you in our next segment.